away. 50 points from 22 played, one less than Manchester United, Leicester and Liverpool, and those were the teams that we said were in it. All the reaction and more that we can squeeze from Anfield we'll share with you, so don't stray. And then on the back of that, Sheffield United entertain Chelsea. It kicks off at 22:15 Mecca. It's on HD5 if you prefer Arabic coverage, or stay with us here for our English language service on HD11. That doesn't need words.
Yeah. Can we just embrace this moment and just look at this and let me sit here with a big smile on my face?
You can embrace this moment if you like. There are others, and not too far from where we sit, Andy, that are not particularly happy at all about what's happened this afternoon, but would concede.
Are you talking about?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm saying
about
others.
who you're talking
Not
about?
too far. We're surrounded by Liverpool fans.
I'm totally neutral.
And in this part of the world particularly, Liverpool will get a more than fair,
very well supported team in this part of the world. Yes,
so
absolutely.
you sit there and be smug if you like.
Hey,
Well, you don't have to say anything. We'll just look at you for a minute if you like.
You could just put the camera on my face and just let me enjoy that beautiful smile of mine. You see that Colgate smile here.
Other well-known toothpaste are available.
Exactly.
Various outlets. Yes.
Yes.
That was stunning second half, wasn't it?
It was stunning. Yeah, I mean, Andy already predicted it as well. We're going to see a better second half, and to be honest, it started off well. And what he said as well in during the second half and the start of the second half, this goal just needs this game just needs a goal just to break that deadlock, and it exactly happened. City was on the brink of scoring before the 1-0, and they did eventually. And of course, what happened after we all seen. But I think overall it was a great second half by City, and I think it deserved the winner of this.
Let's remind ourselves that they had the opportunity from the penalty spot to open the scoring first half. Had they done, 5 would look a whole lot worse than 4, and that's bad enough. No debate about the award.
There's a couple of things for me, and watch the first goal, or what I think it's the first goal. The way that Raheem Sterling goes past Trent Alexander-Arnold, allegedly one of the best fullbacks in world football, as if he's not there.
No.
Right, he goes past him there. Keep your eye. I'll show you the second goal, or the first or second goal it was. He does the same, but there's no doubt about it. Fabinho hangs that trailing leg, if you like, out there. He never argued. But this was wow.
Yeah. It was a poor penalty, very poor penalty, and the whole setup, before kicking the ball was. What we said, it was like taking a corner or a free kick.
Yeah.
Try to bend it towards him.
It looked like that, didn't it?
Well, it was all quickly forgotten and forgiven when he did score.
His
But the
foot
point
was
you were
right in it.
making,
Look at
Andy, about Liverpool's right full-back is a good one.
Do you know what?
Because it's evident here as well.
You see, having skipped past him in the first half there, watch this.
No, the clearance first, eh?
Yeah, the clearance was a poor one.
Okay,
But
it was a poor
look at
clearance,
that.
and this one as well.
He's not there. I mean, he goes past him
Like he's not even there.
like he's not there.
I mean, that says a lot. That body language of Trent Alexander says a lot about the confidence that he's playing under right now. Because normally, if you have a 1-against-1 situation right here, and you know that's a right-footed guy, you take him on the inside, you let him come over his leg, because you know that his left foot is the weakest foot.
I did say to both of you a couple of weeks ago, I didn't think either of the fullbacks were in particularly good form, and I got shot down. But
No.
I stand by it. I don't think they are.
That's different. That's not great. You know Raheem's predominantly right-footed. He does anyway. Plays with him for England. You know that 9 times out of 10 he wants to come on the inside.
Yeah.
He should know that more than anybody. But I have to say in this, Phil Foden, what a game he's had. He's the one who had the shot there that was one save. The goalkeeper was unlucky.
Right, let me ask you now. At 1-0, right, 4 minutes into the second half, why didn't Klopp there say, OK, as it turned out they did, we might as well lose 3 or 4. I'm going to change it here. I want to put Henderson into the midfield. We're getting overrun. I want some energy. I want some legs. I'm going back to what I know best. And I'll bring Nat Phillips on, who can play for the next 40 minutes. Would that not have been a sensible route to go at that
It was an
point?
option.
It was option, but at that stage and this point, he feels like this team is still in it. And you got to understand also the change that they made on the midfield is they dropped Wijnaldum as a defensive midfielder and put Thiago a little bit more up and let him sit as a more creative player. So he made a change already inside of his team, his current team that was already
he made
on
the
the
double
pitch.
change, didn't he?
And then, yeah, but that was after the what was it, the 1-1 or it was the 2-1? So he made a double change after. But at
What
that
you're
stage,
saying in his starting lineup,
in
he's
his
played
starting
Thiago further
lineup,
forward.
he changed the position with Thiago and
I
Wijnaldum
think
was
he's
already on.
Thiago is. I said this the other week again. Wonderful player, not for Liverpool. Ever since he's arrived, Liverpool's whole approach to the game has changed.
No, you're not blaming him for what went on later, are you?
No, I'm saying that he changes the energy and the intensity of the team. He's different to what Henderson is.
No, but
and to
he's
what they have.
He's never played in a Liverpool side that's at its best. It's got all its players in it.
But what's he going to add?
Has he?
When Liverpool are at their best, he's going to get blown away. He's not going to see the ball as it.
No, of course he has.
And Henderson's rattling into people.
Richard, he's played at the top level for years.
But different.
At the highest level.
He's played for Guardiola's teams.
How does matter?
Tippy-tappy teams. He's played for nice teams.
Guardiola's team.
Yeah.
What happened today?
not playing.
What happened today for Guardiola's team? 4-1. So you can't say that. And of course, Thiago, he's a quality player, what Andy has said as well. And
Of course, he's a quality player.
No, but
he
it's not on him.
changes Liverpool for me adversely.
No,
Right.
but
Well, maybe Liverpool need changing.
And it's also, it has to do to the fact that you're lacking personnel. Do you really think that Klopp wants to put Henderson as a central defender? No, because he doesn't have the personnel. So at the end of the day, if everybody is fit, Thiago will play, but he will play higher up. He will play like a Naby Keita, in that kind of role, like a number 8, and put Henderson as a defensive midfielder. But he can't do that now because he doesn't have the personnel to put somebody in that central defender role that he can trust and that have the experience.
I think
because he got the loss of Van Dijk.
until he starts playing in the team where Van Dijk and Gomez and all the selections are available. I think that it's early. It's early for me to judge and blame it purely on the fact that he changes what they do.
Just look at them and they're...
Richard, I think you look at every player in that team. You touched on the two fullbacks, for instance, right? For 2 years, glorious, both of them, glorious, right? Not quite at it. It happens. They're human beings. It happens. You look at the front three. The front three today were a pale shadow of themselves. Unrecognisable tonight.
Because they weren't getting service or because they were poor in general?
Listen, if
both.
If you win, you do it together. If you lose, you do it together as well. And you have to look for the failure as a collective. This is not due to one player that comes in from a different kind of team and sets up the system in a different way. This is a collective failure. So if you look at all the lines in a system, from defense to midfield to attack, they've been all being poorly, especially this game, but for the last couple of weeks.
So much still to talk about. Let's have a look at the equaliser, because Liverpool were in it for a short time. 2 questions. One, why is there not a red shown? 2, I've got to be consistent and say